Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? We've got something super fun for you tonight. In just a second, I am going to bring in one of my newest friends that I've met on this Mounjaro journey, and I met him right here through YouTube. And his name is Ben Davis. His channel is at BJ Davis. I hope that you will pop over and give his stream a sub. And without further ado, I am going to bring Ben in. Ben, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dave?
I'm awesome, and I'm ecstatic to be able to be doing this video with you. We talked about it when we first kind of met through your Discord, which we'll have to link in the description. But we talked a little bit about doing a video together, and here we are. We're doing it.
Well, we had some technical errors at first, but between the two of us, we got them figured out.
I'm going to give you all the credit, Ben. You're the one who found the service, and I thought we were just going to do it, and it was going to be easy. But thankfully, you had done the research. You kind of strike me as a guy who is thoughtful and methodical, where I'm more of a fly by the seat of your pants guy. I got to say, Ben, you're one of the first people that I found on YouTube when it comes to the Manjaro journey, and really, I just have admired your channel. I've admired how authentic and real and honest you are. Can you kind of tell me a little bit about what got you on the road to making these videos about your Manjaro journey?
Well, I've been watching YouTube videos for a number of years now, and I've always thought that I'd like to be a YouTube creator, and actually started another channel late last year that didn't go over quite well, but earlier this year when I began taking Manjaro, I had the idea that I would document my journey. And I did a couple of videos at first and generated some interest. So I said, hey, I like this. So I started creating videos on a regular basis.
Yeah. And I saw today you hit 400 subscribers. So when did you start doing the Manjaro videos? How long has it been? Remind me.
I started about 2 weeks after I started taking Manjaro. I ran about a week to 2 weeks behind on the videos, partly because I didn't know I was going to do it at first. And then I've shared with everybody my challenges up here getting videos uploaded, with my very slow connection speed.
Right. And I'm shocked. This connection seems to be really well, so I'm thrilled about it.
I think it's the software that we're using to do it. I think that if we were just doing it standard YouTube, we wouldn't be getting this good a quality of video.
All right, little plug for StreamYard.
In full disclosure, I have no ownership whatsoever in StreamYard.
Yeah, nor do I. Maybe I should. I think that one of the things that makes people drawn to your channel, Ben, is just you've been really honest and transparent about your journey. And I think that I got to say the video that you put out today was my favorite BJ Davis video. It was just really honest, and you have a way with kind of your analogies that you use, and so I think that's kind of what drew me in. I know that I kind of share the same sentiment as far as starting my channel. I started my channel because anything new that I do, I go to YouTube first to figure out how to do it or how somebody else has done it. And so when I came to YouTube to look up Manjaro when I had first heard about it, I was really just shocked at the lack of men that were doing these videos. And so I had seen yours and I had seen a couple others, but it seemed like to every man that was on YouTube, there was about 20 women that were doing videos as well, which is fine. There's some women with some really great channels, but from the male perspective, I have really appreciated your channel from the get-go, and I just have appreciated all that you've done.
It's been very enjoyable. As I've mentioned before in the videos, I'm retired now, and it helps me occupy the day. But one thing I wanted to do different, I didn't want my videos just to be coming online and saying how much weight that I've lost. I'm actually trying to put content in the video that I think would help people.
Yeah, and I think it has, and I think that what you've done to kind of to help proliferate more information, I don't think it can be understated how awesome that Discord channel that you created was. And that was something that you invited me to early on when I don't.
Took me a couple of times to get about 3 or 4 requests before you finally took me up on the offer.
Yeah, well, I had some experience with Discord back when cryptocurrencies first came out. I was really interested in them, and so I went to YouTube to learn about those. And there was a channel specifically that I followed that had a Discord. So I knew I had a Discord account, but I remembered getting onto that Discord and just being completely lost about how to use it. And so when you mentioned that you're on Discord, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to learn something new. I think that was kind of the that was kind of the hard part for me. Is like
it's a large chat room. That's really
it's very simple. It's very simple to use, but there are some excellent users in there that have just shared a wealth of information. I think the first one that pops off. Go ahead.
We've got a great community on Discord right now.
Absolutely. There's so many, but the one that pops out to me immediately is Melissa H. She's a wealth of information.
Michelle H or Melissa, or both of them are a wealth of information.
Two of them. There's two M. Melissa. Yeah. What you said.
No, just the information that she provided on alternative sources. If we find ourselves without access to Manjaro, that's been extremely helpful to a lot of people, I'm sure.
Right. And then just the whole community has been so supportive. As soon as I joined, I knew like, oh, I'm recognizing a lot of these names as they pop up and comment on the videos that I have done. Lel from Massachusetts, welcome. You were on the stream last night. Hope you enjoyed that stream. Yeah, so last night, Ben, you popped on as well. Got to kind of recap the Eli Lilly call. There was a ton of information in that. I'm curious, Ben, what are your thoughts of this Retatride? Have you looked into that at all? Does that seem like something you might look into, or are you just a Manjaro guy all the way?
Well, I'm very interested in it, obviously, but I'm concerned that the length of time that's going to get approval for weight loss, hopefully, perhaps, my journey might be over with by then. But I'm sure that it will benefit a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm interested to know because they're now doing studies on this. This was part of the call, and I'm not sure that I touched on it last night, but the studies that they're doing on Mounjaro. So because it's been tested and they trust it to be such a safe medication, they're obviously in the trials of trying to determine what other use cases there are for Mounjaro. And one of the things that they're also studying is the tapering dosage or the maintenance dosage. And I'm curious to know, kind of as people do hit their goal weights, what is it something that they're going to be on forever or not? I know my doctor told me when he put me on this, he's like, we're going to get you down to where we want you to be, and then we don't want you to be on it forever. Again, I guess in my mind, I'm like, if that's what it takes to be on even a small dosage of it forever to be able to maintain, I'm willing to entertain that. What are your thoughts?
I believe we'll be on it forever.
Yeah.
I think after we achieve our weight loss goals, some form of maintenance dose, perhaps even the 2.5 milligram dose, I think it's going to be a way of life for us, which I'm okay with that.
I am too. I think that it's just really interesting to see all of the other studies that they're doing with Manjaro, because I think, as I kind of alluded to on the stream yesterday, Lilly would not be putting billions of dollars into continued research into Manjaro if they weren't super confident in the safety of the medicine. Now, obviously, we can't know what 30 years on Manjaro, that those kind of effects, but certainly in the near term, while they hold a patent on the drug and they're dumping all this money into it, they have to be very confident with the safety of the medication. Which is
I won't have to worry about 30 years from now. But some of the viewers may very well have to. This is my opinion. I think that Manjaro, it's perhaps the greatest breakthrough in diabetes and obesity, class of drugs that I've known in my lifetime. I think that it probably ranks right up there insulin when it was invented. And I think that perhaps this might be a defensive move by Eli Lilly because they know their patents are going to be expiring on a lot of their other drugs. And the company's in good shape. It's got a great P&L and balance sheet right now. And, but they have to keep coming up with new R&D and new development to keep that momentum going. And I think Manjaro right now is their flagship product.
Yeah, for sure. And that's they definitely the call yesterday was definitely heavy on tirzepatide and its demand, its use cases, what they're anticipating for the future. It's very clear that they've hedged their bets on these multiple acting incretin medicines, which is how they classified Manjaro, and it's also how they classified the other two that they're working on, the retatrutide, and I'm going to butcher the word, is like or gliperon or something like that.
Try to say that 5 times in a row.
Yeah, and then I'll just fall over. The Lilly call was very interesting, and back to kind of my question about whether you were going to look at the other medication. I hope, Lord willing, that I'm in the same boat with you, that I've kind of hit my goal weight by the time. I mean, because it is a couple years out from hitting the market, but gosh, it's just so exciting to think that, for those of us who have struggled with our weight, and I'm sure I don't know that I've ever caught how long you've kind of been on a weight loss journey, or how much you've tried and, not seen the success that you wanted. But, it was starting to feel, even for me at 37, like kind of a hopeless situation. It's an exciting time to know that they've made such awesome advancements. And the thing that I keep repeating is that I really believe that these incretin medicines are just the beginning. And I feel like they're going to do for obesity what the polio vaccine did for polio, which is just such an encouraging thought for those of us who struggle.
I was listening to your video last night. You were talking about the medication being in pill form. Yeah. All my life, I've always said, I just wish there was a pill that you could take and make you lose weight, And
right.
Finally, I've gotten what I wished for.
Yeah, exactly. People have always said about weight loss, there's no magic pill. And gosh.
Yes, there is. Now.
It seems like there is. Yeah. It's, slight variation. It's a shot. But that again, I'm going to butcher it, but or gliferon or whatever that other one that Lilly's working on is an oral medication. And they did say on the call yesterday that they thought that they expected that drug to outperform Wegovy as a GLP-1 that's taken orally. So for those who don't like shots, there actually will be a magic pill. So kind of exciting.
In this new generation of drugs, the other major pharmaceutical companies, they're going to be forced to put additional dollars into R&D because they'll have to come up with something to compete with Manjaro and other products in Eli Lilly's pipeline.
Absolutely.
Just, to sustain their, profit margins and give their investors return on investment.
Absolutely. I think I heard that Pfizer had said that they expected that this weight loss market for medicines will hit in the year 2030 $90 billion.
Wouldn't surprise me if it's more than that.
Yeah. I mean, so everybody's going to be having to make moves, and so thank God that Mounjaro's here. I know that it's been frustrating for a lot of people who are simply on a weight, I shouldn't say simply, but non-diabetic people who are using it for weight loss. It's been a frustrating thing for them, and I think that's you, right? You're not diabetic, are you, Ben?
Depends on which doctor you ask. I've been diagnosed with diabetes by one, but another one said that it's pre-diabetes. So
okay.
Right now, with my current glucose levels and A1C, if I went to the doctor tomorrow and he was not aware of my past, I don't think I'd be considered a diabetic. But
yeah, they run your A1C. It's probably low 5s.
5.4.
5.4, which is non-diabetic. Yeah, I've heard actually.
Wasn't that several months ago though?
Yeah, and unfortunately for some people, they when they started cracking down on non-diabetic patients taking Manjaro, there were some that were telling stories of being diabetic and having an A1C in the sevens or the eights, but they've been on Manjaro for 3 or 4 months, and now their A1C is not classified as diabetic anymore. So for whatever reason, their medicine wasn't coded for diabetes anymore, and they lost the drug, and then their A1C is going to shoot back up, so it's been a mess. But 2023, I think, is going to forgive a lot of those sins as we anticipate Manjaro will receive that classification from the FDA, and with some other really promising things in the pipeline.
Well, a few weeks ago, I did a video and I provided some statistics on the number of obese people in America versus the number of type 2 diabetics. There are far more obese people right now, and the potential is for them to turn into diabetics.
Absolutely.
I think it's just an untapped market right now for Eli Lilly, and hopefully this will drive their price down and they'll make their money up in volume.
Absolutely. Wouldn't that be nice? I know that that one of the things that my doctor told me when I first started my diabetic journey and was first diagnosed is he said, people who are obese, most of them are insulin resistant, and insulin resistance, that's type 2 diabetes is just a disease of insulin resistance. What it comes down to, your body starts making excess insulin because your cells become resistant to it, and that's ultimately what leads to the type 2 diabetes. So I get on my high horse about it quite a bit. Everybody is entitled to make health decisions with their doctors, and so it's frustrating that people have struggled. And I know that your channel has been and you particularly have been a really great proponent of people not giving up. And I think that's such an important message for people to hear right now, especially those people who are kind of falling through the cracks because of some of the struggles with supplies and the crackdowns on the prescriptions and stuff like that. But I've really appreciated that message because I've tried to do the same thing.
My concern, there's a lot of people out there in the industry, insurance companies, even pharmacy techs. They're making decisions that they're not qualified to make or shouldn't be making. I mean, the decision to take a weight loss drug or a diabetes drug for weight loss, which is, of course, right now off label, it's a personal decision between the patient and the doctor. And I don't think there should be any second guessing of that.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I've heard stories in some of the forums of people being asked by their pharmacy tech if they're type 2 diabetic. And I just think, are they asking people who come in to get dicarbazine if they're cancer patients? I mean, it just seems like an invasive question for a pharmacy tech at Walgreens to be asking, that kind of a question. And, perhaps they're in their parameters to do so. But I just think that, people ought to be able to do what they need to do with their doctor's approval. So anyway, that said, it's been cool to be able to meet you face to face, Ben. I've really been looking forward to this. Yeah. I think that one of the things that I was curious to kind of hear from you, being up in the mountains, just kind of on a personal level, being up in the mountains there, what are some of your hobbies up there? What do you do to kind of keep yourself entertained when you're not making awesome Manjaro YouTube videos?
Well, every opportunity that my wife and I have, we like to babysit our granddaughter, pick her up early from school, do something fun with her. But I think it's just rest and relaxation up here.
That sounds
unless you've experienced the serenity of at nighttime, no noise pollution, no light pollution. It's just amazing. It's something that we've always dreamed about, and we were very fortunate to realize our dreams while we were still young enough to enjoy it.
That's awesome. And I shared with you when we first met and we were chatting over the messenger that I actually vacationed with my whole family there, my wife's family anyway, and up in I'm trying to Pigsaw National Forest area. Mm-hmm. And it was up in the mountains. It took about, once you start at the bottom, you drive up, it took probably about 10-15 minutes to get up there. And it just really was. It was so quiet and peaceful. And Yeah, I can imagine that's a great place to be in your retirement years.
It was a huge change of pace. And my wife and I we lived in Buckhead, if you're familiar with the Atlanta metro area,
Okay.
for a number of years. And all of my, just about all my life working in Atlanta, I commuted into the city every day. And, hour and a half traffic each way. It was just, it was a relief almost to move into the city for a few years before we took early retirement and moved up here full time.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's a great area of the country, and I really think, as we were talking the other day, you got to get over to the Biltmore during Christmas time and take some pictures, because that just looks like a really cool place to be at Christmas time.
The Christmas lights we saw the other night, those were gorgeous as well. I can only imagine what the Biltmore would be like. It's the number of years we've been here. It's just unfortunate we haven't done that yet. We'll have to make sure we do that next year.
Come down from the mountain. Make some time to do it. Well, BJ, I really appreciate you making this happen. We'll have to do it again sometime when there's some new Manjaro news to talk about and just kind of pick each other's brains. But it was fun to make this little idea a reality tonight, and I hope we kind of surprise some people with it. And I hope that we can do it again. Maybe even add a couple more people and have more of a forum discussion like that. I think that would be a really fun
No,
thing.
that would be nice, and this was totally impromptu. We talked about this probably about an hour ago and decided
Yeah.
to set it up. So.
Yep, it was a small idea, and then hey, let's just do it. And so, thank you for doing the legwork of finding this StreamYard and getting it all set up. And yeah, this has been real great to kind of finally get to meet you face to face.
Perhaps we can use this as a way to meet a lot of other people face to face as well. That would be nice.
That would be a lot of fun. Well, Ben, thanks for joining me on the stream tonight. For now, we'll say goodnight and just thank you again for joining. And we'll catch you again sometime soon.
It was my pleasure. Look forward to it.
All right. Take care, Ben.
Bye.
There you have it. BJ Davis. What a joy it was to be able to get to meet him tonight. We chatted for just a few minutes before we kind of got this all figured out. And BJ is just such a nice guy. And it has been an honor to kind of get to know him. I'll go back and I will link the Discord. I can't plug that enough. His Discord channel is just a super cool community with some really great people. And so I hope that you'll come back and view the description and that you'll join up there and contribute to the conversation. And I know that you will find some value in the information and the great people there. Also get over to BJ Davis's YouTube page. He's at BJ Davis with no space. You'll find some really great Manjaro videos. A lot of you probably have already gone over there and checked them out, but I encourage those of you who haven't to please do so. And if you haven't liked this stream tonight, before you sign off, if you would just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell so you get notifications when we do fun things like this. And as always, I thank each and every one of you for joining tonight, and we will catch you all again sometime soon.